You know, I used to think that the media just hated YouTube in general, that they hated that people trusted individuals more than these big media corporations, that implicit trust that they had decades worth of accumulation was disappearing and going to random no-name nobodies on the internet. The last month, though, has convinced me it's not hatred, it's fear. The media is dead afraid because they aren't stupid. And I'm going to make this point really clear at the beginning. While the media does a lot of stupid things, I don't think in whole that they are stupid. I think that they know what's going on and they're at least smart enough to see the writing on the wall. The old adage of TV killed the radio, they know that YouTube, Netflix, the internet in general, however you want to say it, that is going to kill TV and print media. And I don't mean kill as in complete dead, I mean kill as in it's going to be a remnant of the past. It will still exist, but nowhere near as prevalent as it once was. The media is dead afraid, and their attacks against YouTube this last month show they're dead afraid, that they will resort to anything to stop the slow erosion that they have been having over the years. That they will go so far as to name and shame corporations that aren't dropping advertising on YouTube. That they will do this in articles. That they will do this on Twitter and gleefully boast every time another advertiser drops YouTube. That, to me, is not only disgusting, but blatantly obvious where your agenda lies. That you are so afraid of the natural course of technology overtaking another form of technology that you will resort to anything to stay the executioner's hand. The Slingshot channel incident from last week is complete confirmation of what I'm talking about. A 6-month-old video that was a consumer advisory video that was showing that a product advertised as stab proof wasn't stab proof, was labeled by the media as a terrorist training video. How blatant and how deep into lies do you have to get to? That was so obvious what they were attempting to do. And it worked. If not for the collective efforts of the internet at large telling Google and YouTube that this was bullshit, it'd probably still be down. He was his livelihood was in jeopardy. He got a channel strike. He was on restrictions because of how that works. He could have lost his channel entirely. Thankfully, he didn't. YouTube and Google or whoever is in charge of that listened, saw what was going on, and reinstated it and allowed him to re-upload that video. So his channel is clean, everything is fine right now. But that they would do this to just some random guy to try and make YouTube look bad, to try and get more people off the platform. It shows how desperate they are. They are so desperate that we have somehow come to a point where the media is fighting against free speech, the very thing that allows them to exist, so that they can continue to exist in whatever shell they call themselves now. It's pathetic, and it's disgusting to see this happen in real time. That they would become so desperate to cling on to any level of just existence, that they would do this crap. And it'll continue. Mark my words, the stuff that we have seen this last month, it's going to keep happening until something changes somewhere. Either they will see that it's not working anymore, or YouTube will lose so many advertisers that they will have to do something by nature of the fact that they can't afford to take any more losses. I don't know what's going to happen, unfortunately. And the sad part is, in a lot of ways, this still works and will continue to work, because the people in charge of these large corporations that do the advertising, or at least the marketing teams in charge of them, are filled with old fucks who do not know how the internet works. They still see the media as this unabashed bastion of truth and excellence that it used to be, rather than this desperate entity clinging on to existence that it is now. And I don't think that's going to change until we get some fresh blood in these corporations, which should only take about 20 years. I am appalled that the media would go to these lengths. And if this is what the media thinks that they need to do to survive, I hope that they go away faster. That's not to say that YouTube as a news platform is perfect. By no means is it. In a lot of ways, though, I would trust individuals over large corporations, because with individuals, you can figure out their individual bias. You can see where they stand. You don't have a lot of PR smoke and mirrors. You don't have a lot of different things funding it that you can't figure out for a long time to understand why they view this way. Typically, you can figure people out relatively well. And that's always been my take in general. I trust people more than I do corporations. I know that sounds a bit tinfoil hat, but that's just me. I just like people more than I do companies, because they're just easier to figure out. Your mileage may vary on that. But I have heard some people, in a way, not defend the media, but say that YouTube could never be a media outlet or a news outlet like like Fox or CNN or MSNBC or what have you, because drama channels and other such things exist on YouTube. To which I would like to point out TMZ, People Magazine. I can go on. Just because those things exist does not devalue things like CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, etc. CNN, MSNBC, Fox News devalue themselves. But my point is that you can have both. One is not exclusive to the other. And that as an excuse for why YouTube could never be seen as a professional outlet is bullshit. I want to see YouTube and the internet at large succeed where the old media is now failing. I want to see the truth. I want to see a non-agenda, non-biased accounting of what happened, and let the person who is listening decide, rather than you be told how you should feel. That's how the news used to be, and I think that a lot of people are trying to do that themselves. Whether they're succeeding or not, again, is up for debate. But they're trying, at least, rather than the media, which is now telling you that you should feel this way because they say so. I don't know what's going to happen in the coming months, and this shitstorm, like I said, is not going to stop. I hope that YouTube sticks to their guns and they can find a way to survive. Am I confident in this? Not entirely, but I think if any company could, it would be Google that could weather this storm. Fingers crossed. Anyway, this has been Math Machine, just ranting about how I think that we have found the one thing the media is absolutely terrified of. And I hope that it really scares them into figuring out that their bullshit doesn't work. Peace out.